Scorpio, welcome to a reading for February 7th through the 13th. Um, Hopefully you guys enjoyed the previous videos if you did watch them. The new moon video was pretty damn cool in my personal opinion, because there's a lot of great things happening, things coming to an end, news coming in, stuff that's going to transform our life. So, and new moons always bring in fresh ideas and fresh experiences, as long as you move with it. If you move against it, then obviously there's going to be resistance that's going to happen. So anyway, there is a slightly different layout playing out today. Last week I did 3 columns that were kind of just like events or happenings that are going to be more apparent as the week goes on. And this week I'm doing 4 columns. First column is recent past. Next 2 columns are sort of events or happenings, as similar to last week, but there's only 2 in the middle. And then the final one is like what's coming, or what's in the future at least, generally near future. And that's kind of like, that's the intent that I set out there. All right, so the overall energy that we have here is the 2 of Cups. So Scorpio, there's going to be definitely an essence or a familiarity with relationships, and it could be relationships with yourself or with another person in your life that you kind of hold near and dear. So this could either be talking about fresh new energies coming in for the relationship, or just a focus on the relationship in general. So as the cards move along, we'll see what plays out, but there's definitely going to be a focus on your internal relationships. And generally, like, how you can look at it is your most closest relationships, and almost all relationships in general, but your most closest ones for sure, are generally a reflection of yourself, a mirror for yourself, the good parts and the bad parts. So whether or not this is talking about external relationships, it's still talking about the internal relationship that you share with yourself. Because if you're someone who is like kind of stuck in an old way of doing things, or attracting certain types of people that may not be favorable, but yet you're still attracting them, there's something inside of yourself that you have not let go of, and that makes you pursue those types of people. So there's a focus on relationships here. We'll keep going. So for the recent past, we have the King of... this card keeps popping out. Anyway, King of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. So this to me tells me that in the recent past, you have generally become some sort of leader and taking action on a vision of yours. And now it's like you've kind of gotten to the state where it's like either you're pondering whether or not you want to continue doing it, or you're just waiting for the fruits of your labor, right? It could be twofold, and I'm doing 2 different meanings here because of the ambiguity of the meanings I have to have for multiple people. But either way, it's like you've taken action on some sort of vision of yours, become the leader, you become attractive even, and now it's like you're waiting for the fruits of your labor, and or you are making sure you want to keep doing it in the first place. So, but this could be talking about actually getting the fruits of your labor too. It's planted, they're growing, and it's like you're seeing progress with it. And that actually could be what the actual message is for most of you that are watching this, because the current situation is the 9 of Cups and the King of Swords. So in order for you to have attained these 9 cups here, which talks about blessings and abundance that have come in, that have brought you fulfillment, contentment, joy and happiness, you have had to be the King of Swords here. The King of Swords, I definitely feel like this is you. Multiple royal suits here that are playing out. Page of Wands keeps coming out too. But the King of Swords is like someone who is very analytical, very in tune with their logic, and sees things from a higher perspective. This guy cuts through anything that is just not for him, and he has no problem doing it. So maybe, he is a little bit cold. So in order to attain these things, you may have had to step on people's toes, or in some ways may have seemed like you're stepping on their toes. But ultimately, he does what's best for himself and the people around him. It may seem a little cold, but you're trying to attain your happiness here. And that's what I feel like is happening. you're gaining things, you're having wishes being fulfilled, and it's like you have to be able to make those hard decisions to move forward and have that clarity. Page of Swords and the Devil. All right, so this is kind of like what I was kind of thinking about when it was talking about relationships. So I definitely feel like this is someone in your life. This person is youthful. It's more than likely a guy. Doesn't have to be, but I'm definitely seeing that with this person being a guy, it could be some sort of either young at heart, young in mind, or actually sort of young themselves physically. And it looks like there's some sort of attachment to this type of person that may be kind of holding you back, because the Page of Swords can represent someone who, like, because they're youthful and they're holding this sword, they don't really know how to swing it yet. And so a lot of what they do could be a little bit damaging. And if you're attracted to this kind of person, this is the devil coming out saying that this cycle needs to be broken, and you're kind of caught into this trap of doing the same thing over and over and over again, basically. So I guess the lesson here is like cultivating your inner relationship with yourself so that you can have those more fulfilling relationships and stop attracting the people that don't know how to use the sword correctly. So what's coming? Page of Swords, or I'm sorry, Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So, okay, awesome. Right off the bat, I'm thinking that, this card representing something that this person's looking at. I almost always look at this card as like this dude, like this guy is like looking off into the distance. The wand represents this passion, this idea, this drive that he wants to go for. And the sight that he's looking at is like, he's ready. He's like, I have my wand. I see something and I want to do it. I might be a little bit scared, but he does it anyway, right? And it looks like he has his eyes set on some sort of financial abundance, right? The King of Pentacles talks about someone who is financially attained. This card can also represent learning and wisdom. So if you like being studious even, or learned wisdom. So if there's like something that you want in regards to knowledge even, or something like a book, that's something that the King of Pentacles can represent. But overall, it's talking about abundance. It's talking about coming into some sort of financial wealth for yourself. And this is what's coming. So if you have any ideas or any passionate drives or something that you see that you want that could possibly bring you more money from a different avenue, go for it, because that's what's going to come in anyway. And we'll see what the clarifying card says. Nine of Pentacles again. The Fool. Awesome. Queen of Cups, sweet. The Chariot. Awesome. Yeah, so clarifying card on the left here, over the King of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So I definitely think now that this recent past that happened, that you took action on, this, whether it was entrepreneurial or whatever, something to do with career, money-making idea, it's definitely brought in some abundance for you. Definitely. I'm seeing a lot of things raining down, especially with the Nine of Cups here. Like, you have a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to be grateful for, too. So as we move along, and this card also talks about independence as well. So you could be someone that is more independent in the way they achieve their material assets, right? You're not really fully dependent on somebody else. And the King of Wands represents that as well. The Fool card here talks about a new beginning, stepping off into something new. So with this Nine of Cups and the King of Swords, maybe you are stepping onto something new here. Maybe you are you're finally ready to move forward with something that feels fresh, new, and it's going to bring new energies and new experiences as you evolve and grow through your life and your spiritual journey. That's really all I have to say about that. So it's like, you just got to take that leap of faith. You may have to be a little bit cold, or, maybe the Nine of Cups is also talking about how, you do have what you want. You have all these things, but it's like you want more in life. And it's like you're having to gain clarity on a situation or a decision that needs to be made, and being able to cut out things that no longer serve you so that you can move forward on your journey and embrace something new, because it looks like that's what's coming in anyway. You just gotta keep moving and allow things to unfold. Queen of Cups here over the Page of Swords and the Devil. So it's like basically what I'm feeling from this is like there is something, especially when in regards to relationships, there is a specific type of person that you want, and it generally involves more emotion, being more emotionally in tune with themselves, because that's probably how you are. Being a Scorpio, you are kind of, you're a water sign. You're going to be more in tune with your emotions, generally a little more. It's almost, Scorpio kind of reminds me of like an Aries Cancer like combined. Like you have this fiery side, but you also have this emotional side too that cares about people. So basically, it's like the Queen of Cups. You are the Queen of Cups, but you also want someone who has this ability to be in tune with their emotions, right? And then the final row here, or the final column, I should say, over the Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles, we have the Chariot. So this tells me that whatever new idea or this new vision that comes in that you really want to go forward with, you are going to go forward with, and it pertains to material financial assets here. You're going after something and you're not going to let anything stop you, because this talks about moving forward and not looking back. So keep in mind that, there is going to be some changes that are happening coming towards you, and it's going to be a new beginning. You're going to have more emotional fulfillment, and a lot of it could be pertaining to relationships. Relationships, money, it could be talking about if you're a female and you are, which I get either way, whether you're a female or male, and this King of Cups could be someone that you're looking at, right? You're looking at this guy who has money, who has attained wealth, knowledge, and stuff like that you would desire. And you're moving towards that aspect of it if it's talking about relationships. But the other aspects could be true as well, depending on who's listening to this. All right, so draw a couple extra cards here. First one is the last quarter moon in Aquarius. Reflect on your priorities. So anytime you get a last quarter moon, it's coming off of the full moon and it's moving into the new moon. So basically, it's like you're having to kind of recollect your thoughts, maybe redirect any things that need to be let go of, so that you can start fresh. What's not working for you? Because this talks about reflecting on your priorities. So either you are making something else a priority that doesn't need to be a priority, or you need to make things for yourself a priority that you weren't previously making a priority. And those two things could be true simultaneously as well. Aquarius is all about the self, talking about like the self as in improving the self as well, because Aquarius is unique. They're characteristic. They're individualized and like trying to show up in the world as a unique individual, right? And a unique person. And so you have to be able to, in order to embrace that side of yourself, you have to set priorities. That's what I'm getting from that card. Last card here is the first quarter moon in Libra. Libra is all about relationships. Kind of ties into the overall essence of the reading here. The heart chakra is the chakra of this card. The heart chakra is obviously talking about love, satisfaction, fulfillment, connection with yourself, connection with other people. This card talks about keeping your heart open. So if you're wanting to attract something new within relationships, it's regardless of what happened in your past, you have to be able to keep your heart open in order to attract people that want that side of yourself. So if you've been a little bit potentially closed off because of certain experiences that you had, and you're wanting a certain type of person in your life, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. Scorpios are very much well known, and you probably already know this if you're watching it, but Scorpios are well known for investigating other people and not really revealing much about themselves. So it should be like a two-way street, right? You should be giving as much as they're giving. So the give and receive has to be balanced. And if you find someone that doesn't have that, you need to honor yourself. And if you want someone like that who gives more vulnerable aspects of themselves, and you're not doing that yourself, then that's a call to go inside and kind of reintegrate that side of yourself. You know, become more of yourself. Get out, set new priorities, and know your worth, basically. That's what I'm getting from that card. Okay, so Scorpio, I really appreciate you being here. I really hope that you found some sort of resonance with this reading. If you found value in it, please like, share, and or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying to grow. Very much a brand new YouTube channel, and I want to get as much messages to people as I possibly can. People need spiritual guidance during this time, and I am willing to give it. I do offer one-on-one readings, so if you do want a more specific reading for yourself and your life, because these can be general and not all points are going to pertain to you on an individual level, but they can, then definitely reach out to me. I've got a description or a link in the description box below. So anyway, until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.